Hi. So this is the second part of my talk about anxiety, and I want to specifically address today the imposter syndrome. And this is a word that probably many of you have already heard about, but it's the sense that you are an imposter. You don't really belong in law school. And the imposter syndrome can really hit us at any time. It's not just limited to law school, that you're an imposter just pretending to be a lawyer or a judge, or for that matter, a professor. It's the idea that you don't really belong, or you're not really capable of doing something, or that there are other people who seem like they are somehow more capable than you. They're the real thing, but somehow you don't match up. You have fallen short. And the imposter syndrome is, I think, especially prevalent in law school. And exactly why that is a bit unclear, but I think part of it is that the law school experience has traditionally been built around being a male, being a white male, and that law schools only became more diverse really in the 1970s, and law firms really didn't become particularly diverse until the 2000s, when I started my career as a lawyer, which actually was not that long ago. I was the only woman for a while in my law firm. And then when I went in-house, I was the only woman in the legal department. And I think that being or feeling like you're an imposter is particularly prevalent for those people who may be first generation college, first generation law school, who don't match the traditional image. And the traditional image, though, is really just that. It's an image. It's an idea that there is somehow a perfect law student and you are not the perfect law student. And let me tell you that this really is a myth. None of us are the perfect law student, the perfect lawyer, the perfect parent, the perfect anything. And if you are in law school, you are enrolled for a reason. You have succeeded in many of the things that you have done in life, and the admissions office looked at your accomplishments, they looked at your transcripts, and you met the requirements of going to that law school. So the seat that you have in law school is in fact yours. You deserve it. You've worked for it. You own it. Often we are in class and we look at people who seemingly have the answer to everything, and they seem so comfortable in class, and they speak up all the time, and they demonstrate their knowledge to everyone, and it looks so easy. But I want to tell you that for even those students who make it look easy, it is often not actually easy for them. And so they are probably suffering the very same anxiety that you feel, the very same self-doubt that you feel, the very same sense of anxiety that you feel. So what I want you to hear from me is that you are not alone. What you are experiencing is in fact what many of your colleagues are experiencing, whether or not they actually show it. So the next thing is, I think that sometimes when we feel like imposters, we then let that build upon itself, so that we feel like an imposter, and then we don't have the stoic sense that you're feeling this too deeply. Like supposedly the heroic lawyer or the heroic law student doesn't have emotions. And of course, this could not be less true. I meet with students all the time. I have decades of experience. We are human. We all have emotions. And those emotions can be very powerful. They might be sadness, they might be anxiety, they might be this overwhelming sense that somehow you are isolated. Yet we are all feeling this, but scared to speak to each other about it. And I think this is a terrible myth that comes out of the idea of who or what is a professional. And that idea of the professional is someone who does not have emotions or who do not let those emotions show. This is dangerous. This is an ideology of professionalism that is based upon a model that does not work, that has never worked. And so I think it is crucial that you speak to other students about how you're feeling, because they're probably feeling the same way. That you go to your professors and you speak to your professors about how you're feeling, and that you seek out therapy if you cannot get rid of the sense that somehow you are the imposter. Because I am telling you, you are not. So own your space, own your confidence. A little exercise that you might do is taking a Post-it or a little note and write down your accomplishments in your life and all the things that you've done and you've done well. And keep that note in your pocket or an easy place on your computer. And when you're feeling that you are an imposter, when you're feeling overwhelmed that somehow you don't fit in, take out that note and read it. Sometimes one of the things that I use, and I never thought I would actually do this, but I have my own little affirmations, and they might be only just a couple of words. I'm capable, I'm powerful, I'm smart, I'm successful. And it's a little mantra that when I feel particularly anxious or that afraid of doing something, I take out those affirmations and I just recite them. I recite them to myself over and over again. And so come up with an affirmation that works for you and use it when you need to. Finally, I want to say that having a network of friends in law school, or at least people that you feel friendly with, who you can discuss these things with, is very important. And one place to look for that is in some student organizations and a variety of affinity groups. And so the important thing to know is that you are not, in fact, alone. Your emotions are absolutely normal, and you have the power and the tools that you can deal with them. So thank you for listening to me, and this is a subject that I will continue to speak about.